Well, hello again. My name is Steve Stumbras. I'm with Purple Cow Organics. And today, standing here in my garden and reminded by why I like growing garlic so much. Garlic is the last thing I do in the fall. It's the first thing that comes up in the spring. We're here in early spring and you can see, the garlic is peaking up. Uh, I love to cook. It tastes great. It's easy to grow. The health benefits are really significant. And I have the good fortune today to be with Cindy Keene. I have for years grown nothing but Keene garlic with great success. Cindy,
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about Keene garlic and tell me your story.
Well, it's actually wonderful to be standing here and seeing our little babies that you came in October and to see them growing just so beautifully here the first week of April. But what we are is we are a garlic seed company. We're made up of a couple handfuls of organic farmers that all grow an acre or less of high quality seed garlic. And the reason why we do that, because we're putting a lot of effort into making sure that the garlic that we are selling is going to grow for you like this. So it's good seed stock that will reproduce for gardeners and farmers.
Well, from time to time on the professional side of my life, I come across some of your garlic growers and conscientious, good farmers,
Yes.
and it's a wonderful network of growers that you have.
Yeah.
So,
And they love what they do.
well,
When they love what they do, it produces good quality.
right.
Yeah.
So I've been doing your garlic for a number of years, and recently we started working together on the fertility side.
Yes.
You're carrying 5 of the Purple Cow products, and you've asked me to kind of talk about them and how to use them, and I'd be happy to do that today.
That would be great. That would be great.
Okay, so first of all, um, the main product that you'd use in the spring or to prepare your beds in the fall, it's called Tomato Grow.
Yeah.
It's a soil amendment. Um, it says tomatoes, but it's great for all vegetables and it's great for garlic.
Hmm.
Really, the concept that we're going to talk a lot about today is minerals, carbon, biology. Taking, in this case of Tomato Grow, taking 5 bags of a Tomato Grow, you could put a 1-inch layer on an 8x4 bed. And really, that alone is going to set that bed up for success all
Yes.
year. Um, the other way to use it, if budget is a little bit of a concern, you can do 2 bags of Tomato Grow. And what I often do is I'll make just rows of the soil amendment right on top of the existing soil, and you can kind of just carefully incorporate into that, plant right into that, and that's going to be really a great start for your garlic plants. Um, Beyond that, if budget is further a consideration and you want to get 1 bag of Tomato Grow, essentially a heavy handful below each plant is
Hmm.
going to get that plant off to a great start. So whether it's garlic, whether I've got some veggies that I'm starting here, I can do a little demo on planting. But ways that people grow garlic is in pots or containers, and this is another product that Keene Garlic carries. It's called the All-Purpose Veg Mix. So it's really a lot about porosity and drainage. When you're in a pot or container, you can see I've got a number of different pots. This is it's a mineral enhanced all in one blend. You just put it in the pot or container and you can plant your garlic right there. Now, if it's a small pot, I'll take all the media out from year to year. I'll use it in another place in my garden. I'll use it in a flower bed or to build up a raised bed. If it's a real large pot, I'll take the top 6 or 8 inches out. But again, you want to start with kind of a fresh media from a fertility standpoint. So again, the Tomato Grow if you're trying to amend existing soil, and the all-purpose veg mix if you're in a pot or container.
Hmm.
That's your minerals, and it gives you that drainage and porosity that you really want in a container.
Right.
You've got a pro tip that you're going to share with us about soaking garlic.
Yeah. Yeah. So our garlic mentor about 15 years ago actually showed us how to soak garlic so that it would get it off to a jump start. It's going to jumpstart root development. It is going to make the plant healthier, and we grow organically, so we want healthy plants. And it's also going to just create a larger size bulb, which is what everyone is looking for. So just with all of those things, as well as just feeding it all the right nutrients and allowing it to soak up, that's what the fertilization soak is going to do. So what we do is we take our garlic cloves, and if you can hold that, and we separate them and we put them in containers. And then what we do is, and because everyone's size container is going to be a little bit different. Some people are going to be we're in 5-gallon buckets. Gardeners are going to be in little cups. And then we have people who are going to be in 1-gallon buckets.
Sure.
So what I say to do is we soak in the CX1 and the vegetable supercharger. And we have found we just get phenomenal root growth. It just like that. So it's really awesome in the fall to allow that garlic clove to root down really fast.
Good.
So what I do say is to follow the instructions for your size on how much to use. But I want you to tell our growers why this product is so great, why it works so well.
Sure. And the whole line really, as I alluded to a little earlier, it's really about minerals, carbon, and biology. So if you can keep in mind those three things, minerals, carbon, and biology with everything you're doing, you're gonna achieve success. So getting your minerals into a carbon and biological cycle means they're held in the soil, and then the biology liberates them and makes them available. We're gonna go through some little how-tos on how to, the care and feeding of the garlic that's growing now. But both of these products are fertilizer, fertility, minerals. All the Purple Cow products are high quality, low octane, I say low salt. They're not going to harm your plants. So these are both minerals and carbon. And so the CX1 is just biology. So when you get that combination together, that's why you're seeing such great results. We want to get those minerals cycling, and biology is what does that.
Great. Yeah. And what we will notice too is that, just for example, I've started soaking these, and we can start to see root development, and then it's nice. So one thing I do say when we do soak this is that we can soak them from like 6 hours to up to 3 days, and we can see the roots start to develop, and you can see this baby wants to grow, but it's just that it's been in this fertilizer, and it's going to give it a kickstart. So this little guy is picking up all the nutrients that you have in the CX1 and the Supercharger. It's picking it up, so it's just going to allow it to take off once it gets into the soil.
So you've had this in this mix is water, CX1, and the vegetable supercharger. How long have you had these in there?
This has been in for 5 days, which is a little bit too long. But I just wanted to do a bit of experiment. But
so 3 to 4 days is optimal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
This is much further along, developed further along than when I plant, so I can see how this would give it a great jump start.
Yeah.
Back to using just a handful of tomato grow when you're planting. It's really, I'm just going to show a quick demo here. I'll just dig a little hole. We'll put a little handful in there, and then I'll take the garlic clove out, and we're 1 to 2 inches deep. You want to have the root side down.
Yes.
And why don't you want to pull one of these and tell me?
Yeah. So what we did is, after we soaked, we did put this in the soil, and I wanted to show you why this works, why when you're soaking. So this is 3 days in the soil, and you can see that's a nice root development, and especially in the fall, that's great to get these roots to root down. And here, let me just show you another one. So that's what soaking in the CX1 and Supercharger is going to do. Bam.
So if you're planting again, little soil amendment down, dig a hole, place it about an inch or two, cover it up. Again, I do this 1 year. I even had to shovel off the snow and then did this. And I saw you and I was a little worried about it. It worked great. That is super simple to do. That's going to overwinter, and then you get this in the spring. As you can see, I plant a little more density here, and I'll leave a row. I'll come back here in a couple days or so and plant some spring lettuce here, and then even in the fall, I'll start my beets and carrots. So I like to have more space here. I'll do other things here, but I'm tighter than is recommended here. But that's just because I like your garlic. I like to eat it, so I try to maximize the bed space. But you can plant garlic anywhere. You could plant it, as a fence line around a garden. You can put it in pots and containers. Feel free to put it in with whatever else you're planting, because it doesn't take up a lot of space this way. If you were doing potatoes in this bed, you would completely cover this bed and you'd lose all that space. So garlic is so nice just to incorporate wherever you've got a little extra spot.
Exactly.
Okay. So we've talked about amending the bed. We talked about planting with a soil amendment. We talked about planting in a container mix. Now, planted in the fall, great start. Now the care and feeding part to get them through the year. I'll mention this in a few weeks. They'll start to grow what's called scapes, which is another thing I love about garlic. Little curlicues. Cut those for two reasons. You're gonna prevent that from going into a reproduction mode. You're gonna have a greater fill, a bigger bulb when you do. But those, if you make a pesto out of them, you grill them, they're like a garlic chive. They're just tremendous to eat. But if you're new to growing garlic, you'll be amazed. You won't see them, and then all of a sudden they're all over the place. If you're an experienced garlic grower, you'll know what a scape is. But the fertility line is really three things. There's a granular fertilizer, and I'm going to show that and how you would use that. It's again, it's a low octane, low salt, really mild fertilizer that you can just take, and there's use rate recommendations on the container, but just take and side dress just by the plant. Again, minerals, carbon, biology. You got minerals, carbon here. You're going to get biology from either soil or from the CX1, and we'll go over that a little later. Pro tip, if this is something that a lot of growers do, you could take that same amount of fertilizer, put it into some compost, and you could side dress just like that. You have the granular fertilizer right in the compost, and there's no issues at all, adding your granular fertilizer in that fashion. What I like to do is take the use rate recommendation, cut it in half, and apply it twice. So if you can spread out the applications, successful growers call it micro dosing. If you could take a little less each time, that's ideal. The next component is the vegetable supercharger, and again, this is trace minerals, kelp, humates, carbon. Again, it's minerals and carbon, and this is biology. So all the goodness from this fertilizer can be watered in with biology to give you, again, that high production in your growing efforts. So all I've really done here is taken 1 tablespoon, there's a little scoop in the activator, take a couple of ounces of CX1, put that together, shake it really well. It's micronized, it'll liquefy, and then you can put this into however much water you want. So it doesn't matter how much water you're using. This is the biology, carbon and minerals. But if you put it right into a watering can, and this goes right over the top. So again, whether it's right on top of the granular fertilizer that you put down, again, that biology will make those minerals available to plant, whether it's on the soil, the granular fertilizer, or there's benefits on the leaf surface as well. So really, get your plants off to a strong start with the right amendment, and then the really simple organic fertility line of a granular, a micronized, and biology. That's it. Thanks for coming over today.